Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful way to think about learning and expertise. And you know what? It all starts with a school subject that, let's be honest, a lot of us thought was completely pointless. You know that feeling, right? You're sitting in class, just staring at the board, and the only thing you can think is, when am I ever going to use this in real life? It's a feeling so many of us had, especially when we were wading through the abstract world of mathematics.
And yeah, that quote, it just nails the problem, doesn't it? We were basically taught to be calculators, memorize, spit out the answer, and move on. But the why of it all was just missing. The formulas were just these strange symbols on a page that didn't connect to anything real. But what if the problem was never really the subject itself?
So that leads us right into our first big idea. This isn't about being bad at math or anything like that. It all boils down to a problem of context. Okay, so here's the thing. The real struggle wasn't with the numbers or the letters. It was with how it was all presented. Without a way to actually visualize the concepts, to see what their purpose was, learning just becomes this empty chore. I mean, think about it. Science has experiments that make things feel real. You can see things happen. But abstract subjects, they often don't have that bridge to help us get it. So if context is the problem, how do we fix it? How do we build that bridge? Well, it all starts with a simple, but honestly a really profound shift in how we look at things. It's all about solving for the unknown. And boom, this is the aha moment right here. What if we just stopped thinking about algebra as this random pile of formulas? What if instead we saw it for what it actually is, a powerful system, a toolkit for studying and solving for the unknown? All of a sudden, it has a purpose. It's not just math anymore. It's a method for discovery. So think about it like this. The goal is always clear. Find X, that thing you don't know. The tools you get to use are the formulas. And these aren't just random rules. They're proven patterns that people discovered over time that help you figure things out. And the method? Well, that's your proof. It's you showing your work, laying out the logical steps you took to find the solution. Okay, but here is where this whole idea just explodes into something way bigger. This framework, this toolkit for solving the unknown, it doesn't just stay in math class. You can actually use it as this incredible metaphor for life itself. It turns our entire existence into one big equation that we're all trying to solve. And just look at how perfectly this maps out. In life, our unknown, our X, is finding our direction, right? Our purpose. The formulas we use are our experiences, the knowledge we gain, and the patterns we start to see in the world. And the proof? That's the whole journey, isn't it? It's all the actions we take and the choices we make that define who we are and where we're going. This idea totally reframes everything. We're not just trying to get to some final answer for X and then we're done. No, the real value is created in the process of solving, in the learning, the struggling, the trying, the proving. Our life literally becomes a living, breathing algebraic equation. And this method, this whole idea of breaking something down to its core purpose and its core components, it's not just for math or life philosophies. You can apply it to literally any complex skill. And that's where we get to this awesome idea of core primitives. So let's really test this framework. What about something fuzzier? Something less about numbers and more about people, like the art of persuasion. Can we use this same method to deconstruct a skill like that and find its X? The answer is absolutely, yes. So how do you do it? Well, it's kind of like a three-step process. First, you find the formulas. For persuasion, that might be things like established rhetorical techniques. Then, you dig deeper. You look for the hidden or latent concepts that connect all those different techniques together. And finally, you pull all those concepts together to find the foundational deep primitive, the absolute core building block of that skill. And once you've found those core building blocks, oh man, that's when things get really powerful. Because you can move beyond just learning a skill and actually start to design expertise itself. I mean, seriously, think about what this means. By figuring out these core primitives, you're essentially creating a blueprint for mastery. You can deconstruct any complex skill you want, understand its absolute foundation, and then build a clear roadmap for anyone to follow. And that learner could be another person, or it could even be an AI. So, at the end of the day, it all comes back to this one massive shift in thinking. True deep learning isn't about cramming 1,000 different facts into your head. It's about really, truly understanding the few fundamental building blocks, the primitives, that everything else is built on. It's about context, not just content. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. If any skill, any kind of expertise, even a life, can be broken down into its fundamental building blocks. What are the core primitives that make you who you are?